Wrestling Theology Fellowship fans. Thank you for joining me and welcome once again to the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Event Center. I'm your host, Josh Meek, the Uber Geek, and today we've got lots of news following the events of Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Independence and a plethora of developments leading into Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents In Your Face, which will be held in Carmel, Indiana at the Mercy Road Church on August 23rd. At Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Independence, Anthony Toatelli was victorious over Chuckles the Clown in a one-on-one contest. However, Chuckles did not take the loss lightly, attacking Toatelli after the match with a kendo stick and challenging him to a rematch the following month in Chuckles' Playhouse.
I will see you next month in Chuckles' Playhouse!
Laid out from the kendo stick attack, Toatelli could do little to respond to the challenge from Chuckles at the time. So let's go to Anthony Toatelli now to hear what he has to say about potentially entering Chuckles' Playhouse.
Chuckles, what is wrong with you, man? Look, I get it. I get that you think that, I don't know, you're overlooked. No one takes you seriously as a wrestler. I get it. You're a clown. You want to be a wrestler. I don't know what you want to be other than someone that makes very big mistakes. You want to do a, what is it called, Chuckles Playhouse match? I don't even know what that is. Whatever. In August, let's do it. I was the WTF champion. I will be the WTF champion again. I'm going to beat you in your own Playhouse match. Show up, show out, get knocked out, Chuckles.
Chuckles the Clown King is always an unpredictable individual, and he certainly has his sights set on Anthony Toatelli. Let's now hear from Chuckles himself in anticipation of Chuckles' Playhouse at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents In Your Face.
Yes! Yes! Yes, brother! Thank you so much! Now I know that there are no more jokes to be had. I know your name, Anthony Toatelli. You have earned my respect. You have earned my respect when you kept kicking out. You have earned my respect for giving me the battle that I crave, and now I know that they will know the name Anthony Toatelli, and they will know the name Chuckles the Clown King, and they will know that those names are irrevocably linked because it's time. The prologue is over. Chuckles the Clown King versus Anthony Toatelli in a Chuckles Playhouse match, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Chuckleheads, Excalibur, it means that this world is about to see something they have never seen before. Thank you for beating me in that match, because this just means that, the things to come. The things to, shh. No, don't tell him yet, Excalibur. Don't tell him yet. They wouldn't believe it anyway. So shall it be written, so shall it be done. The king has spoken.
Hello, and this is Rich Abbott, the founder of Wrestling Theology Fellowship. And here in the Wrestling Theology Studios, I do want to let you know that we do have some unfortunate news. Anthony Toatelli has been injured and will not be able to compete at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents In Your Face. Now, as a replacement, we have Alexander S. Kirk, who claims to be Anthony Toatelli's best friend. He wants to take the place and wrestle Chuckles the Clown on August 23rd. So it will be Chuckles the Clown versus Alexander S. Kirk at the next Wrestling Theology Fellowship event In Your Face. Now, Anthony Toatelli will take on Chuckles when he is able to return to action, and that match will happen, hopefully, in our September event Fallout. We will keep you posted. Thank you.
Last month at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Independence, the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer, faced one of the only men in the Wrestling Theology Fellowship locker room that can rival him in both size and sheer power, Jake Something. Unfortunately, that match would end in a disqualification due to interference from Jake Something's protege, Nolan Edwards. Apollo Star, who happened to be on commentary at the time, rushed to the aid of Shane Mercer, protecting him from the potential 2-on-1 attack. Realizing there were now 4 men at ringside that the fans were clamoring to see fight each other, Wrestling Theology Fellowship CEO Rich Abbott turned this failed singles match into a tag team contest. The team of Mercer and Starr proved victorious when Jake Something bid something of a hasty retreat, leaving his tag team partner to fall victim to Mercer's devastating finishing maneuver, Moonsault and Battery. Despite losing the match, Jake Something's actions prove that he's willing to bring reinforcements to help swing the odds in his favor, and that he's willing to cash in those reinforcements when it is most tactically advantageous for him to do so. So at Wrestling Theology Fellowship presents In Your Face, Jake Something is scheduled to face Jake Carter, and you have to wonder if he plans to bring along some help once again. Let's go now and hear from Jake Something in his own words.
August 23rd, I'm lined up to go against Jake Carter. Basically, I'm just going to run through everybody that Wrestling Theology has to throw at me. Pretty boy Jake Carter is going to get what's coming to him. I'm going to lay him out, because that's what I do. Then after that, I'm going to find you, Shane. I'm going to put you in your place. What's my name?
At Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Independence, Braden Lee and Cole Roderick met in a brutal, weapons-filled, no-holds-barred grudge match, the culmination of which found Cole Roderick slammed through a wooden table by Braden Lee, securing the pinfall victory. After the match, the two men managed to bury the hatchet after what has been an intensely personal and physically devastating feud. On the heels of his victory at Independence, Braden Lee will go on to face a returning Arrow Boy at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents In Your Face. Backstage after his battle with Cole Roderick, Braden Lee had the following words to say.
Finally, Cole, we can put this behind us. Months and months of killing each other, destroying each other in front of everybody. We can put that in the past and build on our friendship. I have a lot to learn from you. And I'm glad that we had that opportunity, because I think the best friendships are sometimes built on testing that friendship. And that's exactly what we did. Because I'm going to need you more than ever, Cole. Because next month, Wrestling Theology Fellowship, I got the test of my life. International superstar, Arrow Boy. Arrow Boy hasn't been here in a while, but I remember him and Ace Perry had a classic the last time he was here. And he showed why he's the international phenomenon. So I'm going to need you, Cole. In fact, I'm going to need a lot of people. Because there's something different about them. There's something...
Got the new version, all right. Hey, a couple things about Jason. I've known Jason for a couple of years now through Wrestling Theology Fellowship, and I've seen all the many things that he's been able to do in the ring and outside the ring. I followed him to other wrestling organizations called Emerge, and then this past month, Jason actually started his own wrestling company. And I know that that was a very big high for him. Now, unfortunately, that high did not last very long, and I really want Jason to share with you tonight what's been on his heart and the things that he's been wrestling with lately. So give it up for Jason.
Well, firstly, I got some bad news. I'm not going to be able to live up to that hype, because I promise you I'm not that special. But I know everybody here has people that they look up to, whether it's a professional wrestler, a family member, a sports player. I mean, you never know. There's somebody that you look up to in life that just helps you find who you are and who you want to be. And for me, that guy is and has always been my dad. Now, y'all don't know him, but he's been here before. Some of you have probably met him before. I know you have. Yeah. You are so loud, brother. but he always, when he walked into the room, you couldn't help but see his presence, and you just knew, like, there's something about that guy. And it's really hard to live up to. Because when I go places, I try to be that guy that everybody wants to see and say, like, what's he about to do? What's he about to say? What is he going to become? And there's been some really cool moments in my life because I chased that aura. For example, this young man over here, Elijah, when he told me that I was his hero, oh man, that meant everything to me. More than you know, little brother, I promise you. Because life is really rough for everybody. We all have things we overcome. We all have things that we gotta fight through. We gotta step in this ring. We gotta lace up our boots. We gotta get everything we can to just get in here and get it done. And that's essentially what pro wrestling is all of us binding together, chasing these roads, going up and down every highway, dealing with every promoter who doesn't want to pay our full rate, dealing with hotel rooms that stink, that have bugs everywhere, dealing with flat tires, dealing with nasty food. But we go through all the things we go through in life because we have a goal. And because I had my dad in my life, and I'm sure every one of you have a hero in your life you want to become, I was able to find that goal. And that goal was to be someone that everyone in the room was watching. And I look around and I think I got it. I think I got that goal. I think I got everybody's eyes on me, so it feels pretty good. If I could bestow a little bit of wisdom on everybody here, it's that there's something that you all want to do, whether you're in your 70s, whether you're 6 years old, teenagers, doesn't matter. Something you want to do in this life. I promise you, if my fat, disgusting self can get up out of bed and go through the war of life, if I can stand up and keep fighting every day, if I can lose my father and then stand in this ring, I promise you there is not one thing that any of you can't do. And I know you've heard it a million times. You've heard the yes we cans, you've heard the go for it, but I'm telling you, not just as somebody who you guys are all watching, but as your friend, because I promise you I'll never look down on any of you. There's nothing that none of you are incapable of. I promise. So whatever heroes you have, whatever fight you're fighting, whatever war you don't think you can win, y'all look at me, okay? I shouldn't be standing in this ring. I'm rocking a pair of like $12 shoes and traveling the world in them. If I can do it, trust me, every one of y'all can do it. Please, fight the fight. The juice is worth the squeeze.
2 months ago at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Unshakable, Drew Skills defeated Congo Kong and earned an opportunity to challenge for the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship of his choosing. Fans speculated whether Skills would challenge for the WTF Tag Team Championships with his longtime tag team partner and friend Apollo Star, but in the end, Skills sought to regain Wrestling Theology Fellowship's highest honor, the WTF Heavyweight Championship. So last month at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Independence, Skills faced off against the heavyweight champion Calvin Tankman. Drew was unsuccessful in defeating Tankman to win back the title, partly due to becoming distracted at the appearance of Apollo Star, inexplicably making his way to ringside. After the match, Apollo's cruel intentions were laid bare as he entered the ring and kicked the recovering Drew Skills directly in the head. These two men have been partners and friends for many years, but now obviously a schism has come between them, and Apollo's actions have made it clear that they are friends and allies no longer.
They told me that Apollo, They said Apollo kicked me in the face. That can't be. Apollo! That can't be.
Now let's go to Apollo Star himself for, in his own words, an explanation for his blindsided attack of Drew Skills following the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship match.
I need you, he said. Come help me. He said, Queen Aminata's got a whole army of jungle savages, and they're trying to keep me away from the title. I need you, brother. And I didn't think twice. Because I'm your brother. You needed me, so I was here for you. And I figured he's going to take care of me. Because that's what we do. We've been taking care of each other for 16 years. And I came in and I helped you. And then as soon as you got a chance to progress, you chose you. Just like all the time. You chose you. I chose us and you chose you. That's okay though. I'm finished looking out for you. I'm finished looking out for you. Now I'm looking out for me. And the only way I can do it is to get rid of you.
Last month at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Independence, we saw the women's division here at Wrestling Theology Fellowship grow to new heights with the debut of Megan Myers, the Black Rose. Hailing from Salem, Massachusetts, she's unlike anything that the WTF fans have ever seen, and she proved that fact by terrifying her opponent Sam Laterna with her unorthodox antics and unsettling tactics. After the match, Megan Myers had some words for our Wrestling Theology Fellowship cameras backstage, so let's go now and get her thoughts.
This is my first time here at this company. And guess what? I won my first match here against Sam her name doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But during the match, it was interrupted by Queen Aminata? Whatever, but since I won, looks like I'm facing her. I have a little message for you, Queen. Your kingdom is about to be burnt down by me. So bring everything you got next month, because I know I sure will. See you then, Queen.
Now, Wrestling Theology Fellowship fans, I have some breaking and unfortunate news to report. Due to an injury, Queen Aminata will be unable to compete in August at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents In Your Face. We here at Wrestling Theology wish her a speedy recovery. Stay tuned for further developments as to who exactly Megan Myers will be facing at In Your Face in the wake of Queen Aminata's injury.
Wrestling Theology Fellowship fans, can't get enough of the wrestling action? Check out previous Wrestling Theology Fellowship shows at wrestlingtheologyfellowship.pivotshare.com and get your Wrestling Theology Fellowship t-shirts and other apparel at wrestlingtheology.bigcartel.com.
Shane Mercer, the Iron Demon, has gone toe-to-toe with the best that Wrestling Theology Fellowship has to offer and has come out victorious. Now Mercer has his sights set on the highest prize in all of Wrestling Theology Fellowship, the WTF Heavyweight Championship, and on the current WTF champion, Calvin Tankman. Let's go now to backstage comments that Shane Mercer had for our Wrestling Theology Fellowship cameras in relation to his challenge for Calvin Tankman for that WTF championship.
Wrestling Theology Fellowship, it is I, Jason Saint, standing here with the man you all know and love and fear, the Iron Demon Shane Mercer. And we just got done with one heck of a match. First, it started out as a one-on-one between you and Jake something, and then here comes, what's that guy's name, Turd Boy? Anyway, he comes in there, he becomes part of the match, and now it's a tag team match with Apollo, which, by the way, we owe Apollo, we need to send him like a fruit basket or something, because that was cool for him to
Flowers.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know about flowers, but anyway, either way, it became a tag team match, which was dominated by Apollo and the man himself, Shane Mercer. So now that we've taken care of something, we're going to move on to bigger and way better things.
Speaking of that, we have a little bit of unfinished business here. Someone is walking around here with my championship, something that I was never pinned. I was never pinned by him at all. He wanted to find any and every escape route to get away from me. Well, you're not going to get away from me any longer. Calvin Tankman, I want you one-on-one for what's mine. with that Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship on the line so I can take back what's mine. That is, unless you're scared. If you're scared, say you're scared. I would be.
Of course, any challenge for the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Heavyweight Championship will be directed at our current champion, Mr. Heavyweight Hustle Calvin Tankman. Let's go now to Tankman as he gives his response to the championship match challenge from the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer.
Shane. Here we meet again. One more time. You want another shot at the WTF title. They think you're worthy. What have we had this match? 85 times for different promotions all over the world. Or all over the Midwest, I'm sorry. But every time it's always been the narrative of me being the young kid wrestling one of the best in the Midwest trying to earn a spot. But you know what the difference between then and now is, Shane? The difference now is that I'm the champ. The difference now is that this is my house. And the difference now is that I make the rules. And I say that you're not worthy, Shane. I say that you're not on my level. You know why? Because I am the new face of the Midwest. And soon, very, very soon, everyone will know the name Calvin Tankman by any means.
Well, fans, unfortunately, as you just saw, Wrestling Theology Fellowship Heavyweight Champion Calvin Tankman has refused the challenge by Shane Mercer for the WTF Championship in August at the In Your Face event. However, fans, you have to ask yourself, if not Shane Mercer, then who exactly will face Calvin Tankman for the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship? We'll keep you updated with further developments as we seek to answer that very question. So stay tuned and make sure to join us August 23rd at the Mercy Road Church in Carmel, Indiana for Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents In Your Face.